Hello, I'm Rinda, and I will share my answer for my assignment in Module 3, Integrating Critical Thinking. Paragraph 1, assess how well you were able to apply the techniques for encouraging others to reflect when you responded to your classmates' microcultures post. Did you apply many of the techniques? How did they affect how others participated in the discussion? My ability to apply certain techniques to encourage others to reflect in the assignment is well demonstrated when I reply or leave comment in the forum. The strategies that I apply are I try to share my viewpoint, offer alternatives, and offer a different way of seeing things. I demonstrate these strategies in my reply to Ibu Tanti's post in the forum. I share my point of view about the topic and activity that she can discuss with her students in her small but diverse class. I come up with the topic of fasting during Ramadan and the famous war takjil for her to consider, as she said that her students are curious about the different practice in their religion. I also offer some leading questions, such as what would the students probably think about war takjil, or do they have any experience doing war takjil? By doing so, I hope that I do not only offer alternative and share my thought, but also I can offer her a different way of seeing things. I hope she can gain confidence to show her students the beauty of diversity in the topic of religious value. Other strategies that I apply are I try to recognize the emotional side, request more information, and ask questions the other person hasn't thought of. I demonstrate these strategies in my reply to Ibu Tanti, Zaida, and also Bu Amalia, my group mates. In responding to Ibu Amalia, I ask her a question that she perhaps hasn't thought of. The question required her to think about another possible practice different from her culture and how to prepare students for it. While for Ibu Zaida, I tried to recognize her emotional side. In my reply, I said, I can also feel you for the challenging time management. And for Ibu Tanti, I asked more information about her decision for not sharing more about the diverse value that her class has. The results of applying those techniques are my group mates gain new insight, have another way of seeing things, have another choice or point of view, feel that they are being understood and respected, and I can see that from their reply too. And a question for paragraph 2. What connections can you see between being able to encourage others to reflect, critical thinking, and active listening? So, to help me explore the idea to answer this question, I use artificial intelligence or AI, Gemini AI. So, after using AI, I also use my own language, or I try to analyze the answer, and then I use my own words to for this assignment. There are strong connections between all three. Active listening is understanding someone's thoughts and feelings by truly paying attention to written or spoken language, tone, emotional side, so that one can identify opportunities to prompt reflection. Encouraging reflection involves the ability to use the 11 techniques for reflective practice encouragement so that someone can dig deeper and feel confident. This wouldn't be possible without actively listening to what they have already said. Critical thinking, encouraging reflection, and active listening. Critical thinking is about analyzing information, considering different perspectives, and forming well-reasoned conclusions. Encouraging reflection helps others develop these critical thinking skills by prompting them to question assumptions and consider various aspects of a situation. While active listening allows you to gather all the necessary information before forming your own opinions or offering solutions, which is a crucial part of critical thinking. So, the overall connection by encouraging reflection through active listening, someone can create a space for critical thinking to flourish and helping others to analyze their experiences consider different viewpoints, and ultimately make informed decisions or solve problems. Paragraph 3, question: how could you apply this in your own teaching? As teacher, I can always try to share my viewpoints, knowledge and experience with students for different learning topics. I can also reflect before responding and consider the emotional side of my students. Moreover, my profession as teacher always allows me the opportunity to offer alternatives for assignment or classroom activity for my colleagues, students, or other teachers in my community, requesting more information, asking questions that students haven't thought of, or offering different ways of seeing things and getting students to think about the future are also my favorite strategies to encourage reflective thinking. In this semester, for example, the 7th graders will have the topic of introduction, and I can try the technique of asking questions that students may not think about, such as, can we share our personal detail, like social media account, when we introduce ourselves to new people? Why and why not? By asking this question, I can also trigger students to see things differently and have another viewpoint of seeing things. I can also ask questions to recognize their feeling when they need to make an introduction. For example, are you feeling confident to introduce yourself to others? Why and why not? By asking this question, I can understand their emotional side about the topic of introduction. So for paragraph 4, before finalizing your text or recording, review the depth of reflection rubric and consider whether your reflection has depth. Add a statement about your self-assessment in this area, give specific examples, and say what level they represent. So, the reflective practice that I just did when I reevaluate the reflection, I see that I already share examples where I reply to my group mates. I also share my viewpoint, examples, use technical terms, and I also try to think of the impact my my comment or my reply had on my group mates. So based on this analysis, I would say that yes, my reflection has depth, and the level of the depth reflection is level 4, descriptive rationality. So I think that's all.